This is Tony on this good Sunday morning, November the 16th. Scorpio Nation, Tony Talk Vestas. Hey, I just want to do a little recap about some of the college games yesterday, and I want to talk to you about something serious at the end of this video. Georgia Tech is still on a rambling success this year. They are 9-1 and first in the ACC. Go ahead, Georgia Tech. They beat up on Boston College. Not too bad yesterday. It still was a very tight game, 36-34. And let's go ahead and talk about those Texas Longhorns. Ooh, the other powerhouse school in Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs beat on Texas Longhorn yesterday. Something serious. If you haven't seen those highlights, you have to go. It's something. It was atrocious. Georgia beat them up 35-10. Georgia's on that steam rolling. Didn't I tell y'all earlier that Georgia's a powerhouse for college collegiate football across the nation? Go ahead, Georgia and Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Tech. Let's keep rolling. Now, this is what I do want to talk to you in a serious way. Before I get in there, I do want to touch on this. Even though I won't be watching the game, well, I will be watching the game because LaJohntay Wester will be playing against the Cleveland Browns again. LaJohntay Wester is one of them CU Buffaloes from that dynamic team last year with shedeursanders, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn. Oh, speaking of Jimmy Horn, I will be going to the Atlanta Falcons game. Atlanta Falcons is versus Carolina Panthers today in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm going out there to see if I can get me a jersey signed by Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn, I'll be looking for you. So just look for this auntie in the stands. But going back to the Cleveland Browns and the Ravens, when they met September the 14th this year, the Ravens beat up on something serious against the Browns. 41-17, of course. Joe Flacco was playing, of course. Can you imagine what the end results will be in this game if Shedeur don't get out there and at least give the Cleveland Browns some hope? Because Dylan Gabriel ain't it, but we're going to keep rolling. So my prediction for the game would be, of course, Ravens will win if Dylan gets out there and attempt to do it all by himself. Failed attempt. But if shedeursanders even get out there to participate in the red zone drills and start causing that spark, hey, we may come out of this with a win, but we shall see. Now, this is what I seriously want to talk about this morning. I was hearing rumblings about the story. So this morning, while I'm getting ready for the Falcons game, before I get on this road, I watched Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, and it had Manziel on there. And I started hearing about some of the details that came out about the report. And of course, I'm highly upset. I'm very highly upset. From what I gather, these young men ran into a tunnel, or it was some type of incident. This incident happened in a tunnel. I got to go back and look at all the whole details for myself. But this cop made it his business to put his hands on two 19-year-old star athletes from the Gamecocks. Now, at the beginning of the show, I was getting upset because Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco didn't understand why the South Carolina Gamecocks lost such a huge lead in the game before the half. And so I'm thinking about, okay, they're doing this show after they hearing about the incident, and they still had the nerve to say they don't understand why Lenoris Sellers started playing awful after the half, and they don't understand why South Carolina Gamecocks lost the game. What are we talking about? The team just saw two or three of their star athletes get harassed by a state trooper in a nationally televised game. What are we talking about? This is why the team was thrown off. They easily could have won this game. But how can they stay focused on the mission at hand when you got state troopers inside of the stadium on a national televised game harassing some of their teammates? The whole entire team is looking over their shoulder. Their emotions are all over the place. They're trying to focus on being safe in the game while they're still trying to focus on winning the game. Come on, everybody. It's not all about football. What are we talking about? Shannon Sharp, Ocho Cinco, hey, salute to you brothers. But you definitely could have added this piece in the beginning of the segment. Now, I'm not saying what you did is wrong. Of course, you got to talk about football. But in situations like this, you have to insert factors that played into a particular team losing a game, and in this case, it's the South Carolina Gamecocks. Young man, thank you for maintaining your composure, but you shouldn't have to even worry about these type of situations on a national stage. Now, as I continue to watch the show, the Nightcap show with Ocho Cinco, Shannon Sharp, and Manziel, I did not tell you in one of my last videos that they say a lot of things while they're laughing and giggling. No, I'm not talking about Shannon Sharp and Ocho. I'm talking about Manziel. In the beginning of the clip, you can tell how this society, if you're a Black American and if you're a white American, how you handle situations like this. Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp, they handled it the right position. Oh, they said the right things. Why Johnny Manziel was laughing about the situation in the beginning until he read the room, and then he started getting on code. This is. Now Johnny Manziel, he said he can relate about being pulled over and being accosted by a police officer, a state trooper in his situations, but he could never relate to us. Our sons, nephews, cousins can't even be in an active game on national television without experiencing racism in a hostile work environment. Yes, a hostile work environment. These young men was at work on a national stage playing a football game in front of millions and getting harassed in this tunnel. Oh, but just know I'm going to pick up on this tomorrow. But let me let you hear this clip and see how we see things and observe things and how they see things and observe actions. And it's two complete reasoning behind it all. Yeah, I'm upset. I can't get my words out right now. But this is totally ridiculous. Hole one.
It definitely helps.
Courtesy of Nightcap.
Good.
Ocho, Texas A&M said the state trooper, Johnny, that made contact with the South Carolina players during the game was relieved of his game day duties. After receiver Nick Harbor caught an 80-yard touchdown pass late in the second quarter, he grabbed his right leg, walked up the ramp, and Oscar Attaway the third following. As they turned to walk back down the field, the Texas state trooper bumped into them and then turned around and pointed at the players, seemingly scolding them. Harbor was quickly pushed away by a teammate and continued to the field.
Now, as you hear, it was the cop that initiated the altercation. Okay? Now, while you watching the remainder of this clip, watch everyone's body language, especially Manziel. Now, I don't know the history of Manziel, but continue to watch his body language as this segment goes on.
So we appreciate them handling that the right way and sending him home. Johnny, what are your thoughts about the alma mater?
Yeah, I think we're just a little frustrated in that first half. He breaks off that run, runs up the tunnel. Around here in these parts, partner, we protect this house. We paid a lot of money for this house. Get out my tunnel, boy. Get back on the field.
Hey,
so he gave him a little something. Let him.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the Florian slip, but get out of my tunnel, boy. And I'm not taking it out of context. He said that, and that's probably exactly what that cop was thinking. But we know that when we hear the word boy, what it's associated with. And I think Manziel caught himself. Did you see how Shannon Sharp had to turn around and he had to catch himself? Because, let me keep going.
Let him know what's up. To be honest, it didn't give us much of a spark, but listen, majority of the time you don't see a lot of that from A&M people. You don't see it from Aggies. it is a small gesture that, of course, in the day and age we live in, it's on TV and recorded and blasted everywhere. I'm sure the guy obviously feels bad about it. I'm sure it's one of those moments, but just get out of here real quick.
Being in college, I'd hit him dead in the damn head with a football. I'm just telling you, just knowing me in college, Ocho, because I'm not going to be as professional as I am in an NFL setting. I'd hit him dead in his damn face with that football.
Hit him dead in his face, and you see that uniform he wearing?
I don't give a damn about that uniform. He had that uniform on when he bumped into two 19-year-olds.
Okay, I see you.
Sure.
I mean, Ocho, they try. If you go look at the one on the right, I think it was 27. He actually tries to move. He tried to inch out the way, and then you gonna bump it up and then turn around and point.
Listen, don't
worry about it.
I don't know what's wrong with the cop. Obviously, he's in the wrong. If anything, you could have got skinny and slid through them boards real quick. It could have been prevented. It was unnecessary.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in that position too, I'm gonna go with the guy. I'm definitely turning around, and getting in his face, and saying something. 100%. It's gonna get to the
Knowing
point.
you, Johnny, you gonna hit him with the football too.
I'm gonna test him for sure.
But Ocho, because I'm in a hostile environment, and I'm already on. I'm like, yeah. So your instinct is
bark.
I'm gonna react.
Bark.
I'm gonna hit him. I promise you. In college, not NFL. First of all, I don't think cops would be like that. I don't know what he's thinking that, you mean mugging two college kids? I got something for your ass.
In the middle of a game at that. Hey, it ain't that much.
Ocho, he turned around and point like, bro, I don't know where he thought he was. See, he thought he was on the street. See, I want you to know now, that ain't the first time he behaved like that. That ain't the first time. Because think about it. You in front of 100,000. How many of y'all had today, Johnny? 100 what?
105.
God.
Y'all had 105,000. You got two college kids. So let me ask you a question. What happens when you ain't got no thousand watching?
You ain't lying.
I had something for it.
You ain't lying.
Your team, just because your team loses, you gonna shove two college kids. A&M, you handled it correctly. LeBron James tweeted that A&M cop needs to be suspended. That was premeditated and corny AF. He went out of his way to start some ish. Do better. He did.
He did for sure.
Kudos to the gentleman, to the South Carolina, Nick Harbor, and the other gentleman. I don't know his name off the top of my head. Congratulations for holding your composure. And not because you could have, and I don't think anybody would have said that you did anything wrong. But see, this is what we're talking about, Ocho. You see, when no one's watching, how they'll do, what they'll do, how they'll treat you. Yeah. You see that, Ocho? I just want y'all to see that. Now, this you got 105,000 people in the stadium. You got cameras everywhere, and he did this. So you know how he will behave if there are no cameras around. Why, bro? Why you gonna shove two college kids and then you gonna turn around and point like they did something wrong? They got every right to be.
It was unnecessary. If anything, you could have got skinny. The kids they just coming down, they just scored. It was unnecessary.
He sought it out for sure. And to be honest, trust me, I've had my tiffs with the state troopers and the city police of Bryan and College Station. So I've had my tips with them in the past for sure. Today, what we saw was wrong for sure, and I think A&M did handle it the right way.
Yeah, I just think the thing is that it's just a bad situation that shouldn't have happened, and I just hate it.
And for some people to even have to stand up for this cop, what are we? You know what? I will be revisiting this tomorrow in depth. As you hear that the cop was just relieved of his duty at the game, but that doesn't mean that he was relieved as his duty as a Texas State Patrol. And you know what? Let's not forget her name, because as Shed and Sharp pointed out, it was 150 in the stadium. But millions are watching, and they still had the audacity to put their hands on these young men. But let's not forget about Sandra Bland. Let's not forget about Sandra Bland. Let's not forget about Sandra Bland, our sister that was fast, her caustic, arrested, and caused to transition in Texas. Let's not forget her name, Sandra Bland. Let's not forget her name, Sandra Bland. And I will be returning tonight with my normal Tony Talks Vestas Insight tonight at 9. And I will be dropping another video early Monday morning time this thing in. Texas is on the radar. Texas is on the radar. By default, Texas A&M should have gave South Carolina this game. Lenore Sellers, I understand, and to the entire South Carolina team, because you are a neighboring state to Georgia. We salute you and we support you, South Carolina Gamecocks. We love the girls basketball team. And of course, now we're going to take you into our bosom, because this is not just going to happen and we just stand by and just say, oh, this was just a highly aggressive cop. No, it won't happen on this channel. So stay tuned for the pending videos. It got me hot on Sunday.